Hi everyone. Hello. I know it's not Wednesday, it's Thursday today, but yes, this is Let's Talk Content, and I have super interesting content creator with me. Let me just see and try and add him. 1 second. Okay. All right, so I have already sent the request. Hi,
Hello,
how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you so much for coming to this live. And for all those people, there's some joining in right now, but for all those people who don't know who I have right now, well, let me just say if you want to know about food, this is the man. You need to go to him and ask, like, what should I eat and where should I eat? We have Anubhav Sapra with us, and he is definitely a foodie. That's why he'll answer all your questions. Also, a culinary commentator. He does this amazing food walks and he travels extensively and then document them in the form of his blog. Not only that, he is actually the founder of incredibly popular Delhi Food Walk, and that is exactly from where he's live right now. This is Delhi's Pioneer Food Walk company. And together with his team, he puts together content in the form of blogs, in the form of YouTube, and in the form of social media. In all, if you want to know about food, when, where, especially when it comes to street food, if you talk about India and its various incredible cities, then Anubhav is the go-to. Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction.
But you know what? We had put this question round today, like on Instagram, and ask me anything. And all the questions were related to various cities and their favorite locations where people can have food.
Great,
You've
great. You
literally
can.
become a dictionary of food,
नहीं नहीं
especially
ऐसा
India.
ऐसा 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 नहीं है. It's just I'm still learning. India is such a huge country. Every state within a state you have different regions. Within regions you have different small villages and all. So it's difficult to explore the food of India in your one lifetime. So I'm still learning.
That is very sweet of you. You're a very humble person. That though I know personally as well. Okay, coming back to your food journey, you have to tell me, like, you almost decided that you wanted to join this particular industry. You've definitely joined one of the most interesting industries ever because almost all of us are foodie. But when did you decide that you wanted to become a culinary commentator?
I started almost 12 years back. I started with writing food blogs. I had a blog called Street Food of Delhi. So in that blog, I used to document about the places, what to eat, where to eat in Delhi. And
Okay.
it used to happen like all over Delhi, not only at one place. In Delhi is like, I always say it's like a food capital of India. We have different neighborhoods. In different neighborhoods, we have different food culture. So I started documenting that on my own food blog, and that blog became very popular in those days. People used to follow it. I used to write weekly blogs, and that time there were many, like not only few food journalists were there, and who used to write about street food. I and till date I मतलब मैं जिनको अपना गुरु मानता हूँ मिस्टर
जी.
राहुल वर्मा ही स्टिल राइट्स फॉर द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर. तो उनके आर्टिकल्स पढ़ता था. और उसके बाद फिर अपना मैंने फर्स्ट फूड ब्लॉग कंडक्ट किया पहाड़गंज में. एंड उसमें फर्स्ट फूड वॉक कंडक्ट करने में देखा कि जो लोग पार्टिसिपेंट्स थे वो मोस्टली दिल्ली के थे. और दिल्ली के ही लोगों को पता नहीं था कि व्हाट टू ईट, वेयर टू ईट
Wow.
in different locations. So the idea clicked. I thought maybe I can make it a profession. And I started doing food walks every weekend. That time I had a day job. I quit my job in 2014. And since then I've been doing it like full time. And in 2018 YouTube happened. और दैट टाइम द आइडिया वाज कि दिल्ली बहुत एक्सप्लोर कर लिया, आप क्यों ना दिल्ली के बाहर एक्सप्लोर करें. और तो उसके बाद फिर मैं पहले बनारस गया, फिर अमृतसर गया, फिर अलग अलग कलकत्ता गया, अलग अलग शहरों में जाके फूड एक्सप्लोर करना शुरू किया. फिर उसको अपने यूट्यूब पे डॉक्यूमेंट करना शुरू किया. और एक साथ में कंटेंट क्रिएटर की भी जर्नी शुरू हो गई.
जी, एग्जैक्टली वहीं पे आने वाले थे हम। फूड वॉक बहुत ही इनोवेटिव कॉन्सेप्ट है एंड यू व्हेन डिड दैट हैपन कि अ राइटर हैड बिकम अ ब्लॉगर? व्हाट वाज द चेंज? व्हाई डिड यू डू दैट?
मोस्टली अब जो मतलब आप देखेंगे पिछले 3-4 सालों में जो कंटेंट क्रिएशन है, इट हैज कम्प्लीटली चेंज द वे इट यूज्ड टू बी। अब जो लोग हैं ब्लॉग्स, मुझे ऐसा पर्सनली लगता है, फॉलो करते हैं, पढ़ते हैं। मैं भी खुद लाइक मुझे भी कुछ अगर ढूंढना होता है तो मैं यूट्यूब पर जाके नहीं ढूंढता हूँ, हालांकि मैं यूट्यूब वीडियोस बनाता
एग्जैक्टली,
हूँ।
हाँ।
तो मैं जाके ब्लॉग्स ही पढ़ना पसंद करता हूँ कि ब्लॉग्स में कुछ मिल जाए या फूड आर्टिकल्स। अभी भी मतलब ऐसा है कि फिर लास्ट संडे को मैंने कोई फूड कॉलम नहीं पढ़ा है, तो मेरे टेबल पे अभी भी रखा हुआ है कि मुझे पढ़ना है इसको। तो मैं न्यूज़पेपर हटाया ही नहीं है। तो मुझे अभी भी पढ़ना पसंद है। और लेकिन ये हुआ कि धीरे-धीरे जो मीडियम है कंटेंट क्रिएशन का, वो काफ़ी चेंज हुआ है। अब ज़्यादातर
राइट।
लोग विजुअल कंटेंट ज़्यादा बनाते हैं और लोग फॉलो भी करते हैं। तो इसलिए हमने भी अपना फोकस चेंज करके ब्लॉग से ब्लॉग की तरफ आ गए। और फूड ऐसी चीज़ है कि आई थिंक मुझे लगता है ये भी कि आप जब उसको एक्शन दिखाते हैं तो आप ज़्यादा समझ सकते हैं। मतलब एक एक
करेक्ट।
साइट होता है, एक स्मेल होती है, काफ़ी चीज़ें होती हैं जो वीडियो से ज़्यादा आप एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं। राइटिंग में भी
All
कर
the
सकते हैं, मतलब
sensory
ऐसा नहीं है।
organs you can just
ये
use and then you can put
रिएक्शंस,
it out.
मतलब आप रिएक्शन है, कोई चीज़ खाते हैं, आपको मिर्च लगी या फिर आपको मीठा लगा या कैसा जो भी है, वो वीडियोज़ में ज़्यादा विजुअली अपीलिंग लगता है कंपेयर टू राइटिंग।
Correct. There's a request here, like we'll try and keep it in English as much as possible. There was a
ओके,
particular
ओके,
request in the comments.
ओके।
Okay. Ha, because this you have international fan following. That is exactly from where the request came in. Okay, coming back to your food journey, Delhi food walk, as you mentioned that you started almost 12 years ago, and you started traveling to different places, and then you started tasting and explaining. But when you started your YouTube channel, did you follow any particular content creator or Indian content creator, any niche? How did you come to know like YouTube is the big thing and this is the exact place where you need to put your vlogs?
See, I never I have like commented on many times. I have never watched any YouTube videos as such. I had no
Okay.
idea what YouTube was. Like, say, if you'd asked me 5 years back, I had no idea. I used to watch, and still date, I watch many food shows on OTT platform, especially the
Correct.
shows which was made by Anthony Bourdain, late Anthony Bourdain. I have watched a lot of his shows. Then on TV, there used to be this show called Zaika India ka by late Vinod Dua Saab. I used to watch both the shows, and that kind of you can say like ignited my passion for creating videos.
Got it. Okay. But now that you're mentioning about OTT programs, even I used to watch a lot of OTT content when it comes to food. What was your favorite show, or what is your like binge watch show on OTT when it comes to food?
Till date, if you ask me, I watch Anthony Bourdain. I have watched
Nice.
some of the episodes like back to back, and till date, like whenever I get time, like his shows are all old. Like say 2018, he
Yeah.
committed suicide, so he's no more. But all the shows which I still watch is of him. I can watch in loop, no reservations, parts unknown, layover. There are so many series of him, so I love his shows.
You recently got your golden button on YouTube, right? And you immediately, like just right now, you mentioned that you wasn't sure about YouTube. So when did you decide that you need to get serious, or did you, as you mentioned, like you had very limited knowledge, did you have a content strategy from day one, or how did you start working on putting a more organized content, which becomes a part of a strategy eventually?
If you ask me, I've never followed any strategy for my content creation. It's all organic. My idea is to document the food culture of India.
Right.
Through it could be through street food, it could be through the regional cuisine, it could be the home cooked food, it could be the stories of people. So it could be the festivals that happens in different parts of India. So these are the different mediums through which I document the food culture of a place. And it's about the stories of people that I try to
Yeah.
narrate through
Yeah.
food. So that's what
And
I
there's some
do. Like,
beautiful stories. Even I have seen a few of your
mhm.
YouTube videos, and they're so beautiful. Like the way sometimes I've seen you going to people's places, small
Yeah.
little houses, and eating food there as well. That this such a beautiful connect there.
Yeah, yeah, that's the idea. So I started a series called Community and Food Stories. And the idea behind starting that series was that in Delhi, we have so many different communities living together. And whenever we
Right.
talk about Delhi, what comes to your mind? If I ask you, say it's butter chicken, tandoori chicken, chole bhature, chole kulche. But at home, if you go to any local's house, not everyone is eating chole bhature, chole
Right.
kulche.
Right.
It's the
Correct.
food of their community, that's what they eat. So I try to showcase that Delhi is a kind of a vibrant city. We have different communities, different regions, different people who have migrated from different parts of India. They are living, and I try to showcase their story through food.
You travel extensively to capture the food, I would say, journey all across the country. But how do you plan your travel? Like, is it related to festivals? Is it related to cities? How do you plan that?
Again, this will happen on, there are different factors when I plan a food travel. Like say, if I'm going to a new city, it's mostly happen around festival time. Sometimes happen on
Okay.
festival time. Sometimes also the season time. Like say in the summers, we usually try to travel to hills. We cover different.
Right. Makes
You
sense.
can say, yeah. So this year we covered Himachal Pradesh. We traveled from Delhi to Dharamshala to Bir. We cover that region. Last year we covered Uttarakhand. So every year we try to cover a new hill station like the, um, and then it also happens around the festival time. Next time going to Mumbai to cover the Ganpati festival. So
Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm planning to do next week. I'll be there. So I plan my travel around the festival time, around the like different seasons. In this year, around monsoon.
yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. So around monsoons, we went to Kerala because I've been to Kerala a couple of times during monsoons. I love Kerala around during the monsoon time. So I covered that. In Christmas, we had covered around Goa, different. So
Yeah.
every like travel is kind of inspired by different festivals, different the seasons, and the food which you get in different seasons.
That is so cool. Now you have to promise that whenever you're coming to Mumbai and you're exploring the street food here, in your one particular food walk, you'll invite me just to eat.
Sure,
I will be there to
sure,
only
sure,
eat.
sure. Most welcome. Most welcome. Keep you posted.
Brilliant. Okay, now that we were talking about your travel, and it's not like I've noticed that you travel extensively. Do you ever feel sad? Do you ever feel the burnout of constantly putting out content, constantly traveling, finding new things? Or do you think that it's very easy, it just comes naturally to you?
I would say it's not that easy. Like coming
Yes.
to, you have to do a lot of research to plan your food trip. Like say finding out a place, which place you want to cover first, the list of places. Then you have very limited time to cover all those places within limited time period. Then you have to plan your stay. Then you have all the logistics like the camera, the mic, everything, the camera person. So it's a lot of work behind creating one video.
Correct. I
So
totally
it's not
agree.
that easy work. But yeah, for me, the best part is that I never do scripting. And I have done more than 300 videos, but I have never done a scripting for any of the videos. It comes naturally to me. Because, like, even if I go to a new place, I try not to like, overread about a place because if you're tasting something for the first time, the reaction should be like instant. It should be natural. It should not
Correct.
be like say if you're eating a dish, if you know everything about a particular dish, how it tastes like, then the reactions won't be natural. So I
I
think
agree.
then the stories would be also अच्छा ये ऐसे ही बनता है. This is the way it is made. So like if you ask me, that's why I stopped exploring more new places in Delhi because it was kind of repetitive. If you
Correct.
go, you know about like chole bhature. This is how it tastes. The taste should be. You can talk about the variations, but you know that's how it should be. So I do Delhi videos as well, but not that much compared to other
Yeah.
cities. Mhm.
Okay, now that you mentioned about your travel part, and I would like to know, you mentioned about research also, and the places, the food delicacies you refer to, you reach out and try are so different, and it's not something that you'll find on Google. So, what's your research process behind that? How do you find these small places?
See, I start with I always call it in my college. We used to have one methodology. We used to start with kind of like someone is saying बहुत ज़्यादा English बोलते हैं.
पहले
So
बोल रहे हैं आप इंग्लिश में बोलते नहीं है. Let's keep it a mix.
Acha, so I start with general, then I come down to specific. So you first start doing a research of a particular state. Then within state we have different regions. Within regions we have different districts. So do you kind of that kind of, like say Abhi Shuesh was commenting. He's from he runs a hotel in Himachal Pradesh near Chamunda Devi Mandir. So we covered with him the part of Himachal Pradesh. So you document kind of in Kangra what all dishes are there. You have Himachali Dham there, then you have different
Yes.
cafes, different restaurants. So you kind of first study all of that, and then these days it's quite easy to do research. You have Google for everything, but you have to filter it down. It's not that you can all the articles which are mentioned are good enough to follow. You have to figure out who is writing that article. It could be, let's say, the articles are written by a respected journalist or respected writer, or is it written by just um, um, someone else? So you have to figure out who has written the articles, whether it is kind of credible or not. So that you have to know, and that you realize once you start reading those articles over the period of time. And
It
I
feels
do
like
most
an
of
extensive process to me.
yeah, it's an extensive process to be. It's not only just watching few videos and then you make a list of
Correct.
places to visit, or you read some listicles and then you simply make a listicle of those places and you visit those places.
I see a lot of people commenting and asking questions. People, you can pass your pass. You can just park your questions in the comment section. We will definitely come to your questions as well. But right now, I have so much to ask when it comes to food industry. Okay, now that you've given me an idea about the research part of it, and we've discussed about some beautiful locations, some of the locations I have visited too. So I have this small food quiz with you. I've never done this before, but I really wanted to do it with you. I'll be stating a few cities, and you have to tell me the favorite food item, street food item of that particular place. And if you remember and you want to give a shout out to any particular place, that'll be great as well.
Mhm.
Number one, Kolkata.
Kolkata Jhalmuri.
Oh,
The
nice.
first which comes to my mind is Jhalmuri. Then Puchka. There are many dishes, many street food dishes like the biryani. I love Kolkata biryani. My favorite biryani is from Kolkata. So there are many dishes of Kolkata, but I think Jhalmuri is something which is my favorite.
I
There's no
have my
particular shop.
cousins in Kolkata, so they've made jhalmuri for me. I've never visited Kolkata, but I understand what you're saying. It's such a salty, spicy, and interesting dish to have.
And that's one dish which defines kind of food culture of Kolkata. Kolkata also has a lot of like influences from different parts of you can say India. People have migrated from different parts of India. So it's similar to Jhalmuri. Their culture is also similar to Jhalmuri, like mix of everything.
Got it. Mumbai.
Mumbai, uh, again, Mumbai wala would be like in Mumbai also there are many dishes like you have pav bhaji and bel puri and all those stuff. But I not single dish that comes to my mind, which I can say. But yeah, if I have explored Haji Ali Road during the Ramzan time, and I tasted one dish called Beda mein chhe. Beda is
Yes.
anda and chhe kebabs, like six kebabs, where they deep fry the kebabs twice, then they mix it with egg, like and again it's fried. So it was a very unique dish, very hearty meal, and it's the food which you get in Muhammad what is it called? The where you have this Ramzan food market. So that was quite an
Mohammed
adventurous
Ali Road.
place.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali Road. So that
Yeah.
was quite an adventurous place for me. And I love exploring the Irani cafes there, the food which you get in different Irani cafes. But there are many dishes, like so not a single dish that comes to my mind.
Got it. Jabalpur. It's a straight
Jabalpur,
choice, but
yeah, Jabalpur. I was in Jabalpur. In fact, I have explored the food of Jabalpur. There they have one jalebi called Barkul ki jalebi. That's the place where that jalebi was invented, the Khoya jalebi, which is now being most of the places they sell it by the name of Burhanpur ki jalebi. That's a black jalebi. But that was invented in Jabalpur at Barkul Sweets in 1880s, I guess. I don't remember exact date, but that place, that jalebi, they use tikur, which is a kind of like white stuff which they use, which is mostly people who fast they consume it. So for
got
Jabalpur,
it.
it will be always khoya ki jalebi.
Nice. Okay, how about Ooty?
Uti, I haven't been to Uti.
Got it. How about Apna Delhi?
Delhi. There are so many dishes. Again, it would be like if I just say one dish, but I can say very simple dish, like say tandoori chicken. I've traveled extensively in India, but the way if you go to any of the place in Delhi, any nook and corner, the way tandoori chicken is
Yeah.
cooked here, and the taste which you get here, you won't get anywhere in India. एक कहते हैं ना नुक्कड़ के दुकान वाला भी हमारा तंदूरी चिकन अच्छा बना लेता है.
I have to ask this one because this is my hometown, Amritsar.
अमृतसरी कुलचा, वो उसका टेस्ट you get only in Amritsar. Again, in Delhi also people can't replicate that taste. I think many people say it's because of the water. So Amritsari kulcha. Then there are so many dishes in Amritsar as well.
Right. Then how about Dharamshala? This is the last one.
Uh, Dharamshala, I would say the just the one dish which comes to my mind because I was recently there. I went to a place for even Suyesh. He also loved that place. There was this place called for Momo. नाम याद नहीं आ रहा. But वहाँ पे मटन मोमो ट्राई किया था. He was selling only मटन मोमो और बस. But उनका बहुत टेस्टी मटन मोमो मैंने खाया था धर्मशाला में.
Did you try Siddu there?
सिद्धू इज मोर फ्रॉम द मंडी एंड इस तरफ का एरिया है शिमला के साइड में सिद्धू ज़्यादा चलता है बट मैंने ट्राई किया हुआ है सिद्धू सिद्धू आई हैड लास्ट टाइम व्हेन विजिटेड शिमला एंड सिद्धू आई आल्सो ट्राइड इन बिर but the way it is cooked in this region and the way it is cooked in Shimla was completely different. So I like the Shimla version where they stuff it with akhrot and then you eat it with ghee. You dip it in ghee and have it. So it was nice.
Yeah. I just tried it this time and I loved it. And then they made this cheese version of it, which I like better than the dry fruit version.
अच्छा.
And from a very local, chotu sa, I would say tapri kind of a place, but it turned out really well. Okay, now lastly, I have to ask this question, and I see a lot of people commenting as well, and they want to talk to you too. But when it comes to India's creators economy, I have to ask this, that food obviously plays a very important role as an industry. But what changes did you notice pre-pandemic to post-pandemic when it comes to food content?
आई से मतलब जो एक कंटेंट क्रिएशन की इकोनॉमी है इट हैज कम्प्लीटली चेंज फ्रॉम प्री कोविड टू पोस्ट कोविड एरा. I think people have started consuming more online content that used to happen in pre-COVID era, and we are back to the same thing. But slowly we are going back to the same pre-COVID times because everyone is working outside. That was a time when people were at home. They were consuming a lot of online content, but now everyone has started working and so within less time like say if you are working you are going to traveling to your office you have very limited time to consume the content so you usually follow your favorite content creators for the जो भी आप देखते हैं चाहे आपका इंटरेस्ट फूड में हो या फिर कॉमेडी में हो या फिर म्यूजिक में हो या फिर आर्ट में हो या आर्किटेक्चर किसी में भी हो so you try to follow those content creators based on your interest and that's why you will see many people who have kind of a jump in their graph during the COVID time. Now again, that's kind of stabilizing.
Yes.
And over the period of time, I think the things will change because now I should not say that because I'm also a content creator, but there are more content creators. Like every
Then
day you have
consumers.
consumers उसमें ये creators ज़्यादा हैं. तो you have like the problem of plenty. तो उसमें से आपको वही मैं कहता हूँ कि समय कम है उन समय में लिमिटेड टाइम में you want to consume only that much of content which is kind of informative for you from which you can learn something. So over
तो
the period of
ऐसे
time I
में नहीं, go ahead,
yeah
finish it.
yeah so मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आने वाले टाइम में फ्यूचर में और भी फिल्टरिंग होगी और लोग क्योंकि समय कम है तो समय में मतलब आई जस्ट एग्जांपल ऑफ माई कि मेरे पास रात में 1-2 घंटे बचते हैं कि मैं कुछ ऑनलाइन देखूं तो मुझे लगता है
Correct.
कि मैं 2 घंटे सही से यूटिलाइज हो ऐसा ना हो कि मैं फालतू 2 घंटे स्क्रीन स्क्रॉल करता रह जाऊं और कुछ लास्ट में देखूं 2 घंटे खत्म हो गए मैंने क्या देखा कुछ समझ में ही नहीं आया सिर्फ तो अब ये मेरा पर्सपेक्टिव हो सकता है कि किसी और का कुछ पर्सपेक्टिव हो बट
Correct.
दैट्स माय पर्सपेक्टिव.
Okay, now that you mentioned, I agree कि content creators जो है वो consumers से ज़्यादा बढ़ चुके हैं in terms of numbers. But when you say in that case, ऐसी situation में आपको क्या लगता है कि कंटेंट क्रिएटर को क्या ऐसे 2 से 3 चीजें करनी चाहिए जिससे दे कैन डिफरेंशिएट और दे दैट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट दे कैन बिल्ड देयर यूएसपी इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ द नीश?
मेरे ख्याल से देखिए, एक तो सब जितने भी कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स, दे ऑल हैव देयर ओन स्टाइल ऑफ क्रिएटिंग कंटेंट, एंड नो वन कैन कॉपी एनीवन. Like the way I create content, like say even say one place, you send 5 different content creators to one same place to cover the food. I think the way of storytelling will change from person to person. बट बट यही है कि वो किस स्टाइल से करते हैं, वो किस तरह से उसको कंसिडर करते हैं उस जगह को, और उनके लिए क्या इम्पोर्टेंस है. उनके लिए जो जो क्रिएटर है वो खुद अपने आप को इम्पोर्टेंस दे रहा है कि अपने सब्जेक्ट को इम्पोर्टेंस दे रहा है, कि वो स्टोरी फूड की बता रहा है कि या बेचने वाले की बता रहा है या फिर अपनी स्टोरी बता रहा है उसमें. So it changes from person to person, but I think in terms of food, I can say there are few things which has to be kept in mind. कि जो वहाँ जाके आप जिस जगह पे जा रहे हैं फूड एक्सप्लोर करने के लिए, कम से कम फूड के बारे में बताएं कि हाउ द फूड इज कुक्ड एंड प्रिपेयर्ड, और सब कुछ सीक्रेट मसाला बोल के छोड़ ना दें कि ये सीक्रेट स्पाइसी है, सीक्रेट मसाला है और भूल गए. देन फॉर सेकंड वुड बी लाइक टू लर्न. इनफैक्ट मुझे दोबारा शुरू करना चाहिए. पहला तो ये कि खुद से लर्न करना चाहिए कि उनको मतलब जो भी फूड ब्लॉगिंग के लिए जा रहे हैं उनको स्पाइसेस के बारे में नॉलेज हो. दे शुड नो द डिफरेंस बिटवीन जीरा एंड अजवाइन, कि जीरा क्या होता है, अजवाइन क्या होता है. और कुछ मतलब अंडरस्टैंडिंग द फूड फर्स्ट, रीड मोर, watch videos. You can watch YouTube or any other OTT platform, and then start creating content. मेरा तो ये सजेशन रहेगा.
So you believe that what's your style and it should be your
हाँ,
unique style.
बिल्कुल.
Follow and also focus. आपका focus क्या है? Is it the subject or you? And
या
lastly, please do proper research and then go. बिना
हाँ,
research के तो कुछ भी नहीं होगा because then authenticity ही नहीं आएगी
बिल्कुल
video में या
बिल्कुल. अब
content
मतलब हम लोग एक हिंदी में शब्द बोलते हैं ना, अध्ययन, लर्निंग, मतलब पढ़ना,
में.
वो बहुत जरूरी है.
Okay, got it. Well, now I can see a lot of comments here. So, people, it's the right time for you to ask questions, and we'll definitely ask Anubhav to share his experiences accordingly. Meanwhile, मुझे एक question आया था. I don't know if you अभी आप आंसर करना चाहोगे या बाद में भी. बॉम्बे का फेवरेट स्ट्रीट फूड वेंडर या लोकेशन?
वही, मेरे को बॉम्बे मैंने उतना अच्छे से, if you ask me, उतने अच्छे से एक्सप्लोर किया नहीं है मैंने. मैं मतलब मेरा ये थर्ड विजिट होगा बॉम्बे का, और बिल्कुल फोकस्ड रहता है. लास्ट टाइम मैं जब गया था तो मोहम्मद अली रोड रमज़ान के टाइम पे और बोरी मोहल्ला किया था. उससे पहले मैं गया था तो कोली कोली कम्युनिटी का फूड किया था, एंड देन फोर्ट एरिया एक्सप्लोर किया था. तो और कुछ ईरानी कैफेज, और हाँ कुछ महाराष्ट्रियन डिशेस भी किए थे. साथ में माटुंगा भी किया है.
Right.
तो ऐसे डिफाइन करना कि एक जगह, मतलब वो काफ़ी चैलेंजिंग हो जाता है कि बिल्कुल ये बेस्ट जगह है या ऐसा है. हर जगह का जैसे बताया, दे आर डिफरेंट नेबरहुड्स इन मुंबई एज वेल, और हर नेबरहुड का अपना अपना फूड कल्चर है. जैसे माटुंगा इज फेमस फॉर मोर साउथ इंडियन फूड. उसके बाद फिर फोर्ट एरिया में था, जो ऑफिस के लोग हैं वहाँ पे मिक्स है. आपको मैंने वहाँ पे पंजाबी फूड भी खाया, उसके बाद फिर ईरानी
Right.
फूड भी खाया, तो वो मिक्स था. फिर मोहम्मद अली रोड और भोरी मोहल्ला, ये थोड़ा सा मुस्लिम ओरिएंटेड जो वहाँ के लोकल कुजीन्स हैं वो है. तो काफ़ी अलग अलग है.
Okay, so we have a question for you. I think you recently went to Siliguri, so someone is asking कि आपका food experience कैसा था वहाँ पे?
बहुत अच्छा था. इनफैक्ट सिलीगुड़ी, जिस तरह से मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ कि बिहार एक अंडररेटेड और अनएक्सप्लोर्ड डेस्टिनेशन है, वैसे ही वेस्ट बंगाल का ये एरिया भी, सिलीगुड़ी बहुत अनएक्सप्लोर्ड है. लोग कोलकाता फूड के लिए एक्सप्लोर करने जाते हैं. दे शुड गो टू सिलीगुड़ी
Right.
ऑल्सो टू एक्सप्लोर फूड, एंड यू हैव एवरीथिंग विच यू गेट इन कोलकाता इन सिलीगुड़ी. इट्स अ स्मॉल प्लेस compared to Kolkata.
Right.
It's easy to navigate around, and beautiful place.
Okay, then Jacob is asking, do you actually still do food walks in Delhi at this time? Your website doesn't allow me to book it.
Oh, I'll just check it out. But we are completely operational. Our food walks are happening as usual, and you can write to us on my email, that booking ID which is mentioned on the website. Online booking we
Got
have
it.
closed, but we are accepting bookings through our email.
Okay, and someone's asking that have you ever tasted Ludhiana ka food?
Not really. Ludhiana. next year in January we are planning around Lori time. So we'll do Punjab around Lori festival.
विकिपीडिया बन रहा है, ग्रो होने में टाइम लगता है, हर जगह पहुंचने में टाइम लगता है, जैसे विकिपीडिया को
अरे
इन्फॉर्मेशन जमा करने में टाइम लगता है, वैसे अनुभव को
अरे
ट्रैवल
इंडिया
करने में थोड़ा टाइम
इंडिया
लगेगा।
इतनी बड़ी कंट्री है।
एग्जैक्टली।
या तो और एक होता है कि हम लोग कोई इतना बड़ा सेटअप तो है नहीं। यू ट्रैवल टू अ प्लेस, यू फिल्म, देन यू ब्रिंग बैक द फुटेज, यू एडिट इट एंड यू अपलोड इट, तो इट टेक्स टाइम टू प्रोसेस। और अदरवाइज कोई होता है कि हाँ शूट मैं कर रहा हूँ कहीं और चल रहा है, तो आई डू लाइक इट्स अ स्मॉल टीम ऑफ जस्ट 3 of us, तो वी डू एवरीथिंग
गॉट
टुगेदर।
इट।
तो उसमें मुश्किल होती है चीजें।
Okay, I also wanted to ask you, when you talk about content, I know that you design your own content, but क्या आप, when it comes to technical side of it, edit करना ये वो, do you do it yourself or you have a team for that?
नो वी हैव अ टीम फॉर इट, आई हैव नो टेक्निकल नॉलेज। बस हाँ ये कि मैं वीडियोस के जितने भी ड्राफ्ट होते हैं, एडिट्स होते हैं, वो मैं देखता हूँ। मतलब कोई भी वीडियो छोटा, 3 मिनट्स का वीडियो या एक रील हो, या फिर 1 घंटे का वीडियो हो, वो हम लोग कई बार एडिट करते हैं। तो इट टेक्स टाइम। इनिशियली वी वर अपलोडिंग ओनली वन वीडियो अ वीक, आई थिंक फॉर almost 4 years we just uploaded one video a week. Sometimes it will happen like one video in 15 days. Now we have increased the frequency. Now we do 2 videos a week on Wednesday and Saturday at 9 p.m. So it takes time. I don't have any technical know-how, but और सीखने का मन भी नहीं किया और कभी सीखा भी नहीं।
But that is fine. I guess you understand the essence of your content and how
Yeah.
that should come through. So, wo if you are able to, and I think it's a good thing for all the content creators. This also helps them, saves them from burnout and
Mm-hmm.
overwhelming side of content creation. कि अगर जो आपको नहीं आता है, you get experts on board, let them do it, and you just
Mm-hmm.
focus on what you are good at.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was lovely, lovely speaking to you, and thank you so much for being here talking about food content and especially about India's content creator Anubhav. Do not forget, आप मुझे नहीं भी बुलाओगे, मैं जबरदस्ती आके धरना लगा दूंगी आपकी मुंबई के फूड वॉक पे,
नहीं बिल्कुल
तो
बिल्कुल
ये
आप
तो
आइए।
होने ही वाला है।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, विल स्टे कनेक्टेड, हम लोग प्लान करते हैं।
It was lovely, lovely speaking to you guys. If you have more questions to Anubhav, you can reach out to him. You can DM him. You can DM at Delhi Food Walks, uh, DM as well, personal messaging as well, or you can reach out to us. We'll definitely take your questions for Anubhav. For now, lovely having you all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Anubhav, for your time. It was lovely, lovely talking to you.
थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू फॉर हैविंग मी।
Bye.
बाय बाय।